Here at the Wellness Garden Tool Shed, we promote tools that help you empower your life, whether it's regarding your mind, your body, and your spirit, soul. And that is, you can manifest the best life that you want. This week I've been focusing on a little bit more about the mind. I did a little post the other day about the body, which, hair, we do hair, there's makeup, we have tools over here that help keep your eye on the prize and activate your senses so that you can manifest the things you want. It's with jewelry, with candles, all that kind of stuff. It's crystal jewelry. So I want to talk about the mind because I watched Lewis Howes, I listened to a podcast the other day, and it was with Dr. James Doty, and he was promoting the Mind Magic book, which I have not yet read, but I listened to the podcast, and it's a lot what I've been thinking about, and where I involve tarot cards, my new deck from my client. She gave me a Grateful Dead one. I love it. I love the colors on it. And it all goes together because honestly, all the energy work that I've done in the past can actually be explained by neuroscience. And it is so important what we feed our minds. Because again, the reticular activation system is that part of your brain that weeds out all of the other stimuli and focuses on what you feel is important, what you believe is important. That's where your beliefs are so strong and they matter. So it's very important to what you're brainwashing yourself with. So if you're doom scrolling and you look at all the negativity, like say with AI, it's going to take your jobs, fear, 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 or, the politics is, it is pretty terrible and things are not fair, and you go down that doom scrolling rabbit hole, you actually are brainwashing yourself to be focusing on that negativity and lots of fear. And what happens when the reticular activation system is activated? You're going to get more things to be afraid of and fearful of. So this is why it is important, I stress, on what it is you're feeding your brain. That is why affirmations do work. Maybe not in the beginning, you feel like you're lying to yourself because of those beliefs. But if you start brainwashing yourself, it's almost like being hypnotized, it really does help. Your mantras, how you start your day, what you fill your day with, what you feed your brain with, all matters. So that's why I would encourage you to pick up this book, something along these lines. I've also have read tons of books back here. I have tons of author friends as well. Being an author, I've met tons of authors that have really inspiring and motivating stories that can show you that getting out of this doom and gloom, is really helpful because that energy does matter. And so, and you know me, when it comes to energy, I want to show you with cards how this reflects. Now again, I use tarot as more of a prescription instead of a prediction, because you can kind of see the way the energy is going to head. But the truth is, some people look for that straight up prediction and then want to prove you wrong when it doesn't happen, because we do have free will. Things change, your energy shifts, and that all does play a role. And so everyone's a little unique on that. So I'm trying to stay away from the prediction aspect and do more of a prescription, like what is going on? What are the things that is in your subconscious mind that's radiating? And that energy is what shows up in the cards. And then we, in turn, look to see how we either use it or how we can get rid of it. So that is where this direction is heading. And yes, I have shifted my course a little bit on what I'm doing as far as readings go. My readings are the type of readings that help you to kind of see what those hidden blocks are. Where is your mind and your thoughts at? And are you willing to actually make the changes that you need to do in order to get something different? Because everybody wants change. Everybody is just so like, I can't stand my life and blah, blah, blah. But here's the deal. Nobody really likes it because it feels unfamiliar. Your brain likes what's familiar. So what's your familiar pattern that's holding you back? And but you can change it. That's the good news with neuroplasticity, and that's why I really like having somebody who is a neuroscientist and a neurosurgeon do these types of books, because it really explains that the neurons and the synapses, what fires together wires together. And so that's why when you focus on something, what you focus on expands. It truly does. So what are you focusing on? Is it something you want to see, or is it something you don't want to see? Because that's really important to know. And you can fix it, okay? It's not a lot of hoopla, but it's not just about, manifestation and the secret. It's like, if I think about it, therefore it'll come. Some cases it does. But in most cases, the law of attraction works best with a law of action. And that is where you need to take steps. I can help you with that if you're interested in that. You can go check out wellnessgardentoolshed.com. I have some free downloads there that if you want to reclaim your voice, do you want that raise? Are you afraid to go ask for it? Do you think you deserve it? Those all come into play, especially when it comes to your success with finances, your job. So many people will not stand up for what they deserve. And a lot of it has to do with they don't like confrontation. Okay, that's a mind thing. Okay? It just is. You can visualize stuff. They show it with Olympians all the time, that they actually visualize what is happening first before they go and win their race. And not only that, do you know that if you actually think about working out a specific muscle and you just go and visualize you doing those weights, that your muscles actually start to show growth? Of course, it's not as much as if you're actually physically doing it, but it does show improvement. So our minds are very powerful. It is a very powerful tool. And so it is very important on what you're feeding it. Our brains are problem solvers. This is why we connect with the news and why doom and gloom is so popular, and we kind of crave it, or we can't look away, because our brains actually want to solve problems. That part's good, because if you have a problem in your own life, you can get out of that negative loop and those things that cause anxiety when you start to problem solve and look for solutions and get some steps where it feels like you're being empowered. That is what we are all about, is empowering you so that you can do it and give you the right tools. Sometimes you need to just have a makeover, okay? There is a true psychology around bad hair days, okay? So if you are feeling good because you think you look good, or you want to try some new makeup or whatever it is, that's real, and run with it, okay? But then again, it's also important what you're feeding your mind. That's why, what are you reading? I do like Law and Order. It's a little guilty pleasure of mine. Some of it might seem it's a little negative, but I like how they find the solution. That's kind of where my brain's at. So I like it. So anyway, let's just get down to the 3 cards of this week, this reading. Well, it's not really of this week. It's whenever you see this video. And it kind of explains and addresses how the energy works, and how your mind works, and how it all is connected. The mind, body, and soul. It's all connected. So this is a new deck for me. So I'm going to break it in because it is all, like, the cards are kind of clumped together. But this gives you an idea of how your energy with your thoughts and the physical part actually materialize, okay? So here's a little game I'm going to do with you. So pick a number 1 through 3. That number will be the emphasis on your card, of when you see this. It'll be current from when you see it. And then the other 2 cards will be the supporting cards. So, all right, so let's see. I've given this a good shuffle. If you have picked card number 1, this is probably on your mind, or you're going through something that has to do with this. So money. It looks like money and finances and family life might have a little bit of turmoil and chaos at this particular moment. So, again, things can get fixed. It's not the end of the world, but this is just what's going on right now. So, let's see what the other cards have to say about it. All right, so let's see. So the next card, if you pick card number 2, this is for you. Judgment. Okay, this is like the judgment card. So what do you need to review about this money situation? Maybe you need to review your thoughts. See, it's kind of going along the lines of what I'm talking about. It's this scarcity mentality. Maybe we need to think about how our energy is affecting our scarcity mentality that's in our world right now. And that's the one thing about like personal development, self-help. It really places the responsibility on the thinker and the person that's going through whatever they're going through. And people don't want to be responsible for their own life. They think that they're being blamed. Now, I'm not saying, like something horrific, like you deserved it or you willed it to happen. I'm just saying that negative energy attracts those things that are on that same level. And then your brain picks up on it, it focuses on it, and then what you focus on expands. That's what I'm saying. So let's see if you pick card number 3. Ooh, the 5 of Wands. This it's 5 of bolts, or lightning bolts in this case. So this is about you have some like conflicts that are happening. And if I had to guess with this whole reading, the conflict and the competition, or these bothersome details, or something you really didn't want to address. But I think the real conflict is with you, within ourselves, right? So we have what looks like our material world is not exactly where we want it to be, whether it's your family, and it's the having of the family, not how you feel about your family. Is there turmoil with the relationships of your family members? Is there some finances that's going on? Is there something going on in your household? And then we need to go over a real review. Like, this really asks you to look deep into yourself and see what no longer serves you. What is your role playing in this? Because you have a role in it. Okay, and then deal with it. Nobody wants to deal with the little bothersome details and the pain in the booties and the conflicts, but it is imperative that you do confront this, okay? Nobody likes conflict. Nobody likes confrontation, but sometimes there's a time when you need to do it so that you can resolve the issue, because that is how you're going to resolve this issue. So, again, how do we resolve these issues? What are you feeding your mind? What are you listening to? What is your main focus on right now? Are you focused on bettering your life? Or are you focusing on the crazy stuff in the world that's ruining your life? Like AI is going to take over your jobs and the world's going to hell in a handbasket and all of that. It does look like that sometimes. But what's going on with you right now? And I'm telling you right now, you can shift that energy. You can change what you allow to be in your thought at this moment when things are too overwhelming. So, but it's up to you. Do you really want that change? Do you really want your finances better? Do you want your relationships better with your family? Those are all things you need to really go over in your life review and to see if that's truly what you want. And I'm telling you right now, what always lifts my spirits is what I start reading, who I start listening to, an uplifting podcast. Personal development has always done it for me. And I know people want to poo-poo it sometimes, but you know what? Those people aren't really the kind of people I want to be like anyway. So do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. Have a